You can use S3 versioning to keep multiple variants of an object in the same bucket. With S3 versioning, you can preserve, retrieve, and restore every version of every object stored in your buckets. You can easily recover from both unintended user actions and application failures. When you enable S3 versioning in a bucket, Amazon S3 generates a unique version ID for each object added to the bucket. Objects that already existed in the bucket at the time that you enable versioning have a version ID of null. If you modify these or any other objects with other operations, such as copy object and put object, the new objects get a unique version ID. While not enabled by default, versioning is a setting that allows for multiple variants of a file or object to exist in the same bucket. This provides an opportunity to roll back or recover a deleted object. Versioning allows us to preserve, retrieve, and restore every version of every object stored inside an Amazon S3 bucket. Once you enable versioning for a bucket, Amazon S3 preserves existing objects anytime you perform a put, post, copy, or delete operation on them. By default, GET requests will retrieve the latest written version object. Older versions of an overwritten or deleted object can be retrieved by specifying a version in the request. Versioning also gives an additional layer of protection to avoid accidental deletion of objects. When a user performs a delete operation on an object, subsequent simple, unversioned requests will no longer retrieve the object. However, all versions of that object will continue to be preserved in your Amazon S3 bucket and can be retrieved or restored. Only the owner of an Amazon S3 bucket can permanently delete a version. Once the versioning is enabled, it can only be suspended but cannot be disabled. S3 considers each version of the object as a separate object for billing, so make sure you are enabling the versioning for a particular reason.